What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the new Super 73 lineup. Is it worth it? Will it be worth it for you as a rider that already rides a Super 73 to upgrade to the new bikes, get your kids on the new youth bikes? And what does it be said about the new Super 73E motorcycle? We're going to get into that right now. Now, arguably, Super 73 is one of the most popular e-bike manufacturers out there when it comes to urban style bikes. They have bikes ranging from $1,400 all the way to $3,500 depending on how you accessorize them. They also are one of the most accessorized electric bikes out there because everything is so easy to interchange. Now, is it going to be worth it for you to upgrade from your current Super 73 or whatever e-bike that you have to the new models? Let's get into the spec sheet right now and I'll let you know. Now first up is the Z Miami. It says it has the all-new lightweight aluminum frame for improved ergonomics. Ergonomics would be your overall stance over the bike, so you're more straight up versus hunched over like a motorcycle. Makes it more comfortable to ride. The Z Miami comes in Panthera Blue, Sriracha, Prickly Pink, and Powder Gray. Now with this all new design, they've lowered the seat height down to 28 inches. The 28-inch height will accommodate people from 4'6" to 5'11". This will actually help a lot of people for when they come to a complete stop. They're not necessarily feeling like they're on their tippy toes, but they can firmly plant their feet on the ground. Now the Z Miami comes with multi-class ride modes, which that means is throttle operation plus pedal assist and 3 additional ride modes. Now the next part is one of my favorite things about Super 73. They are very forward thinking with the fact that they're adding navigation through their app on the display on the handlebar, so you can get those turn-by-turn directions. In order to access that feature, all you have to do is download the app via iOS or Android, attach it to your phone, log into it to make sure that it recognizes your bike, and you're good to go. That is such a sick feature. The Z Miami has an upgraded motor for this year, and the internally geared brushless DC hub motor is capable of putting out 1200 watts of peak power. The removable battery is a durable 615 watt-hour battery pack with 30 plus miles of range at 20 miles per hour under throttle assist and 50 miles of range using pedal assist only. Now the rim specs are 20 by 80 millimeter. The tires are these new Trooper tires that they're offering in 20 by 4. The inner tubes are your standard inner tube, but one of my favorite features that Super 73 is doing is they're offering tubes with that angled valve stem. Makes it really easy to get that pump nozzle in there, so you're not really struggling to try to fit it between the spokes. Now when it comes to charging, this bike does not charge fast by any means. The 2A charger charges between 6 and 7 hours. The 5A charger, which is sold separately, will charge between 2 and 3 hours of charge time. So if you want to take that extra jump to get a faster charger, you can do so. Otherwise, you're going to be sticking to that 6 and 7 hour charge time. Now the braking system is mechanical, and these are 180 millimeter Tektro rotors. Now, I've always been critical of mechanical disc brakes, but depending on the manufacturer and the brand, these Tektros are actually really good, so I'm not going to be too critical of this brake setup on this bike. So the Z Miami is highly customizable. It weighs in at 59 pounds with a max payload weight of 325 pounds. This bike is a really good price point for what it is, and you can customize it to be whatever you want. You can put front suspension on it, different grips, really make this your own. You can take the mechanical disc brakes off and put on your own hydraulic disc brakes to really make this your own. This thing is endless when it comes to customizing. Now, is this bike worth it to upgrade from your current Super 73? I don't think it's an upgrade bike. I think this is a early stage bike, maybe getting somebody into Super 73 or fun urban style electric bikes for the first time. Now moving on forward, we have a new addition to the R series called the R Brooklyn. Now the R Brooklyn comes in 3 different colors: Obsidian, Blue Tang, and Dark Earth. The frame is a T6 6061 aluminum 1 1/8 to 1.5 tapered head tube. It weighs in at 83 pounds with a max payload weight of 325 pounds. Now the R Brooklyn is going to come with every bell and whistle under the sun when it comes to Super 73. New this year is the Drago Chromoly handlebar. It's a stylish mid-rise BMX style handlebar. A lot of people that ride these type of bikes like to convert those cafe style handlebars that usually come on these bikes to a mid-rise BMX style. Better for ergonomics, better for handling as well. Speaking of cafe style, the new seat on this bike is a cafe style inspired seat that's more of a sleeker version, giving you that really low profile on the bike. Another new feature on this bike this year is the all new LZRD tires. These are true street tires made to extend your range not only for commuting, but also give you better traction and handling on all those turns and off-roading. Now this bike also does come with the same multi-class ride modes we spoke of before, with the throttle operation plus pedal assist, with 3 additional ride modes available. And with that, you will also have that feature with the built-in turn-by-turn navigation through the Super 73 app. Now this bike comes with integrated LED lights, tail lights, and headlights to not only make you seen on the road, but so you can actually see the road. Now the upgraded motor on the R Brooklyn is a DC hub motor and it's capable of outputting over 2,000 watts of peak power. The R Brooklyn has an all-new state-of-the-art battery pack at 960 watt-hours with 40 miles of range, going 20 miles per hour under throttle, while also having 75 miles of range just using pedal assist mode. The rims on this bike are one of a kind with lightning cutouts with the dimensions of 20 by 100 millimeters. Again, one of my favorite features of Super 73 is using the angled valve stems, making it again a lot easier to be able to inflate and deflate your tires. Now talking about the braking system, I'm critical of mechanical brakes only because I've had bad experiences with other brands that have sent me bikes where the mechanical brake systems just don't work as good. If you're going to cut costs, I would never cut costs in brakes, especially if you're traveling over 20 miles per hour. You want to be able to stop a lot faster than you could with any type of mechanical brake. So you put on hydraulic brakes just like this. These Tektro hydraulic brakes are 2-piston forged aluminum caliber with 180 millimeter front and rear rotors. Now this is a fantastic upgrade going from mechanical to hydraulic. This is usually one of the first things I switch out on a bike, going from mechanical brakes to hydraulic. A little bit more maintenance when it comes to putting mineral oil or bleeding the brakes, but at least you know those brakes always work. Now as we go a little bit further, we're going to talk about the suspension. The front suspension is an inverted coil spring fork. Looks awesome, and it is going to really put a dampen on a lot of those jumps and bumps and any off-roading you plan on doing. The rear is a coilover monoshock. It's adjustable for preload and rebound dampening. What that means is how quickly that bike will retract off of using the spring. So if you're going over rocky terrain, you don't want that to be bouncing up left and right. You want to be able to control the rebound on that. And the fact that you can control that on this little shock is pretty awesome. Now when it comes to charging this bike, you have two different options. You have the 3A and the 5A option. The 3A option gives you that charging time between 6 and 7 hours, and the 5A gives you between 3 and 4 hour charge time. So the crank arms are 125 millimeters in length. The chainring options are 36 tooth front chainring or an optional 44 tooth chainring with a 10-speed gearing. Now overall, this is a great addition to the Super 73 lineup, but the big question is it worth upgrading or is it worth the money? And that's a hard one for me because I'm more about putting my money where the power is, not putting it where the aesthetic appeal is, if you know what I'm saying. You can customize a bike to look however you want, but you're not really buying the power in this, you're buying the appearance, if that makes any sense. So hopefully that doesn't really ruffle any feathers with you guys, but I think it's a fantastic bike. But the only way I can really make sense of this is if you're a Super 73 fan through and through and you have to upgrade from one to the other because you love the brand, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think it would be a great opportunity to upgrade to this bike for maybe the S1 or the S2 if you're a Super 73 fan. But if you're buying this bike for any other reason but aesthetics, you're not getting what you are putting into it as far as power. There are a lot of other more powerful bikes out there, especially in this price range. So with that being said, let's move on to the next bike. So now we're getting into the Youth Series, and this is one of my favorite things to see that a manufacturer like Super 73 is doing, is catering to the youth. And in my opinion, the Youth Series looks really, really awesome. Now there are no real specifics on this, so I'm just going to give you my point of view based on what I'm seeing here right now. So the frame looks to be based off of something like a Strider, where they can kind of kick and get themselves moving and then use the throttle and go, versus pedaling, which is awesome because there are races that kids do with these, which is so fun to watch. Now there's no real specifics on the battery pack, but I would assume that's between a 36 or a 48 volt battery pack. Not too sure of the power output, but I think one of my favorite features about this is making it so easy for kids to understand which one is the throttle. With this Youth Series, it's really cool to see they're keeping safety in mind, not just for the kids, but the parents, and letting people know what they're looking at. So seeing a red grip and a black grip, letting people know that the red grip is the throttle side only, it makes it really easy to communicate which one is the throttle when you're getting on that bike when you're a kid. So if you're like, hey, twist the red one, not just twist the throttle, because then kids are kind of getting confused. So making it really easy to describe that and understand what it is pretty awesome. Overall, this looks like a really nice spec'd out bike. Nice forks, nice handlebars, really cool moto-esque feel. I think this would be a great stepping stone to kind of get kids not only into the Super 73 lifestyle, but any e-bike and maybe even the motocross down the road. So good on you, Super 73, for getting this Youth Series started and getting the kids involved. Now we've reached this C1X. What to make of it? It looks awesome. That's all I gotta say. I already put my $73 pre-order in there to kind of hold my spot in line, hoping that it's in the $5,000 range. If it gets in that like $6, $7, $8, maybe even $9, $10,000 range, I'm gonna kind of get nervous, and maybe we'll have to put together some type of like funding campaign here to be able to get one of those here on the channel. But this looks awesome. It's really forward thinking. I'm really into EVs in general, whether it be Teslas or any other EVs. And this is forward thinking and kind of thinking outside of the box of just cycling and getting into that motorcycle space. So the C1X looks like it's more geared towards your average commuter all around town, not necessarily tons of highway time. It says it can reach highway speeds, but I'm imagining that 75 plus miles an hour that it goes, it's going to drain that battery really quick. But the cool thing about this bike is it has the quick charging capability. The overall dimensions and specs of this bike look really cool. I don't really have any real spec sheets on this. They didn't really do much explaining of the motor system, the suspension system, or any of that. This is just a first look, but I have to say, I'm intrigued. So intrigued that I put that $73 pre-order in, and I'm hoping to get more information on this and possibly a test ride. So hopefully if Super 73 sees this video and they want to invite me out for a test ride, I will be more than happy to test ride it, do a video for you guys, and get the word out there for you guys also to see, because I think it'd be really cool to get more and more people on these things to be able to get more awareness about this journey. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions about Super 73 or any new bikes hitting in 2022, put a comment below. If you guys have any other suggestions for future videos, put those in the comments below. If you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.